Well, unfortunately, the winning streak has come to an end for the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, it was bound to happen at some point, and you're going to lose at some point in time, but great teams find ways to bounce back after a tough loss. Jays dropped the finale of the mini two-game set to the St. Louis Cardinals 6-1 at Rogers Center today. With the loss, the Jays now fall to 54-44 on the year. And some questionable managerial decisions from John Schneider. We'll talk about that in a bit. The offense was ice cold, nowhere to be found. Adam Wainwright, look, sometimes you just got to tip the cap to the guy. His curveball was filthy, and he just pitched extremely well. Did the veteran Adam Wainwright, and he was outstanding. Top of the third inning, Dylan Carlson rips an RBI double. Gorman scores. Just like that off of Kevin Gausman, they have a 1-0 lead. Move to the top of the fourth inning. Nootbaar. What a name. I still love that name. He hits an RBI double. Donovan scores. I think Nootbaar was also thrown out by Teo on the play. I could be wrong with that. But you're down 2-0 now in the top of the fourth, and your offense at this point has got nothing going. Bottom of the fourth, Bo hits an RBI single. Vladdy comes in to score, and the Jays are on the board at least. It's now a 2-1 ball game. You are right in there. Top of the fifth inning, Gorman hits a solo bomb off of Kevin Gausman, and you're like, well, there goes that one run right back. We always talk how we want to see a zero in the next half. You didn't get that. And then this is where things get a little crazy, right? O'Neill gets on via the walk. They get one other base runner, and I'm not really sure as to why John Schneider went to Trevor Richards here. I just don't understand it. You know, I'm not saying put out Jordan Romano because it's the fifth inning. But you always hear about, well, you know, yeah, just because a guy throws late inning ball games, you also want him in a big situation, right? We saw Tim Mayza go out there yesterday in like the sixth inning and get one guy, and that was it. Because it was a big moment of the ball game. You could have used the Jimmy Garcia in that, you know, to get that final out and then use him for the next inning, use him for the sixth. And yeah, it stinks because he's gone for the rest of the ballgame, but you would have used him wisely in a big spot. Instead, they go to Trevor Richards, and he gives a 3-run shot to Albert Pujols. I mean, you can't hate Albert Pujols, but the Jays now down 6-1. And I understand people are going to go, well, Richards is that early inning guy. He's not very good. Let's be honest here. He had a good little stretch there coming off the IL. He's given up runs in his last few outings. And you went an inning and today, allowed 3 hits and obviously the 3-run shot to Pujols. I just don't agree with that decision. It clearly didn't end up well at all. And especially with guys on base as well. That was another reason. Like, you have guys that, like, what was it, first and third or second and third, 2 out. And you need that big out and you give a 3-run shot. That's a tough scene. Because if you don't allow that, you're only down 3-1 in the fifth. There's still lots of ball to play. But 6-1, lights out. And that's the way it was. Offensively, as I mentioned, the Jays were flat out awful, right? Vladdy went 2 for 4 in the game, scored a run. The team overall, 5 hits, didn't walk once, and had 11 strikeouts. Again, shout out to Adam Wainwright. He was spectacular in his start today. I think he went like 7 innings, I believe. He was outstanding. You know, and good pitching and defense wins you ball games, right? And they pitched well. We didn't pitch well enough, and you lost. However, like I said, you're going to lose games. But showing the character of your squad is how you bounce back. And you have a 4-game set against the Detroit Tigers coming to town starting tomorrow night. You have an opportunity here to go take at least 3 of 4. You don't do that, there's a problem. Right? Pitching staff-wise, here we go. Kevin Gausman, 4 2/3, allowed 8 hits, 5 runs. Again, was not great. A lot of hard contact. He didn't have a great day, did Kevin Gausman. And I understand. I agree with him getting pulled at that time. Yes. But not for who? Not for Trevor Richards. He did have just 6 strikeouts, and those 4 2/3 did Kevin Gausman. Obviously, as mentioned, Trevor Richards went an inning in the third, allowed 3 hits, a run, and a strikeout. Jeremy Beasley threw a clean inning of work. Anthony Banda threw a clean inning, albeit he gave up 2 hits and a walk. but he got a strikeout, didn't allow a run. Then David Phelps went out there and threw a clean inning. No hits, no walks, no runs, and got a couple of Ks. These type of games are going to happen. And tomorrow's game is what everyone's worried about. Myself included. Because Tyler Alexander takes the hill for the Tigers. Not what I'm really worried about. But the number 5 spot in the rotation has come around again. And Yusei Kikuchi is getting the start tomorrow night at Rogers Center. We're hoping, because it's really all we can do at this point, hoping and praying that he can find the strike zone. If you look at the Detroit Tigers' offensive numbers, they're not good. They're just not good. So if you're Yusei Kikuchi, pound the strike zone tomorrow. You do that, the results are probably going to be pretty good. But that's game 1 of the series. Game 2, as of right now, it's to be determined for the Tigers. And against Alek Manoah. All right, so that's on the Friday night, 7:07 first pitch there. And game 3, the Saturday afternoon game at 3:07, former Blue Jay Drew Hutchison. Can't believe this guy's still going. He gets the ball for the Tigers, and Ross Stripling gets the ball for the Blue Jays. And in the finale on Sunday afternoon at 12:05, the noon start, Garrett Hill. Garrett, I think it's Garrett Hill. I wrote Garrett, but I can't remember if I read Garrett. Anyways, Hill gets the start for the Tigers against Jose Barrios for the Blue Jays. So there's the 4-game set against Detroit, leading into the All-Star break. The trade deadline. All-Star break's come and gone already, James. What's wrong with you? We obviously heard the news today that Andrew Benintendi is now a New York Yankee. And if you're the Toronto Blue Jays, we all know what they need. We keep hearing Ross Atkins say that the asking prices are high, this and that, and we're like, okay, well, trade deadline it's approaching quickly. But we'll see what happens. And a lot of these relievers on the Tigers are guys that the Jays love. And I've mentioned quite a few times Gregory Soto is the guy that I would drool over being a Toronto Blue Jay. Lefty, throws hard, got strikeout stuff. I mean, it's perfect, right? It's exactly what the Jays want and need. Via the trade. Albeit, what are you going to have to give up for a guy like Gregory? So that's obviously the big question as well. They have some other guys. Andrew Chafin is a guy that he's not going to be with the Blue. He's not going to be at Rogers Center because the guy ain't vaxxed. So does that mean he won't be a Toronto Blue Jay? Or, it's very unlikely at that point. They have some other hard-throwing right-handers that would be good to look at. We saw the Kansas City Royals. They have some good arms. We're not going to see the Tigers and what their bullpen has to offer, right? But for the Blue Jays' sake, I hope we don't have to see these high-leverage guys because I want to beat the snot out of these Tigers at Rogers Center, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game today, because let's be real, that was a bad game. Smack the like button. Appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already, comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game, what you like, what you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM to that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Jays edition, of course, tomorrow night. Game 1 of the 4-game set against the Detroit Tigers at Rogers Center. Tyler Alexander, Yusei Kikuchi is a pitching matchup there at 7:07. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and most definitely not the game today. And we're all hoping for a new winning streak to start tomorrow. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I do appreciate it. As always, we'll talk to you guys then.